Dr. Greenthumb Show. Lord of mercy. How you doing?
Some people tell me I need a lot of help. And I got it. Somewhere. Hello, it's the Dr. Greenthumb Show right here on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord. I'm Dr. Greenthumb. Welcome to it. We got a special guest popping off back in the building. Our sister right here, Reverie, in the building.
What's up?
Congratulations on the new drop.
Thank you so much. No Chaser, my 13th album in 13 years.
Hell
Out
yeah.
now.
We're going to talk about that right now. To my right, the legendary Psycho Les Beat Nuts.
Hello, salud, cheers.
Salute. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me do this with you,
Cheers,
Papi.
brother.
There we go.
Real Psycho coming soon.
All right. Up in the treehouse crew, Bolton Blombo, Bra Bra, and the Dominator.
Just bicking back, being Boolby.
I be you. It's serious business.
You know what I'm saying?
It's so brazy. All right. Up in the treehouse also, nesting is the iconic one, Eric Big Drum Bobo. Eep.
Mofos.
Mr. Workout King over here. Sky. I love him.
Easy, man.
Sky.
Doing things.
He's inspiration. You know what I'm saying? And it's a strong one right here with us. Another legend, Steph Tone. Deftones, the strong one.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Yes. Welcome to it. No Chaser. So,
Yeah.
so how long were you working on this joint right here?
So I was working on this project for about 3-4 years. I started it in 2019, and we made the majority of it before COVID hit.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, and everybody's plans went out the window, and so
Everybody had to rework.
yeah. And I also was working on another project in the meantime. I'm always working on a few projects at the same
Yeah,
time.
you
like
stay
albums.
busy.
Yeah, I have a lot of creative juices. And then I recorded a couple more songs in 2020. And then I recorded a couple songs in 2021. And actually, the last song that I recorded on the album, it's called No Chaser, like the title track of the album.
Yeah.
And it actually wasn't supposed to be on the album. The album was wrapped already in the beginning of 2021.
Yeah.
But after I made that song, I thought of the album name, and then I said, you know what, this has to be the title track, and the album's gonna be called No Chaser.
Sometimes that happens. Like towards the end, you start ramping up, and you think you got it done, and you get like these ideas at the end that, like, you know what, just one or two more joints, and that ends up being the thing that wraps it up like a gift. It happens. Like as artists, I think we all been through that. Like we feel like, oh, okay, this is done, but then someone says, "What about?"
It's never done.
It's never done. Even when it's done, it's never done. But you get as close as you feel like you want to get, and you're like, yeah, this is it right here. And it's songs like that. You know what I mean? That sort of like put the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it was a bit of a pivotal moment for me, and I just felt really influenced by it. So that's when I came up with the name. I thought it was a really strong name, and the album art's really cool. It's like
How many cuts?
there's 15
Nice.
15 tracks on.
That's good.
Yeah,
You put just the right amount. That's
Yeah.
a dope cover too.
thank you.
The cover is really dope.
Yeah, it's been getting a lot of good feedback from my fans and just from everybody. I think it's probably my best cover, honestly.
And that's right before you cut your hair off, right?
That was right before I cut my hair, yeah.
Because you went through a whole transformation with how you made this album and even just the look now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for the last one, for the Sometimes I Like to Sing, I went blonde. And then, you know what really happened? Somebody fucked up my hair. They burnt off my hair, and I was dealing with it for months. And I thought, oh, I'll get over it. You know, things happen. But I didn't get over it because it was on my head.
Yeah.
And it just became a big hassle. And so I was like, I'm just going to go for a new look and shave it all off for my new album. Yeah.
Looks good.
Thank you.
It's like being born again.
Yeah.
It's like being born again.
Yeah.
It really
It's
is.
liberating.
It is. It's amazing.
See, guys, we get this. Like, we can cut our hair off real quick and, it's like, oh, yeah. And then we'll grow it back if, but some of us, when we cut it off, it stays off. We're like, nah, this is just too much freedom right here. I could get up and go.
Yeah.
And most women don't have that experience because they keep their hair and whatnot. It's obviously a big deal. But like when you shed your hair, I know you experience that freedom that we as guys sometimes experience.
Oh, yeah.
in the
I'm
head
really
shape.
enjoying it. Just getting up and going. It's taking a lot of time off getting ready. I just have to do my makeup now, pick the outfit. It's really nice. Now I get it why you guys always have short hair.
It's liberating, but at the same time, it's confidence too.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because not everybody can really pull it off. You know, so
Especially a woman.
And you pull it off.
Thank you.
I know, like, you surprised the hell out of your fans, but I know they rock with you, so I think they understood, like, the transformation and how you wanted to bring something different to the game.
Yeah, my fans are always used to me doing all kinds of weird shit. I'm always experimenting with my fashion and even with my beats and my lyrics and the things I'm doing, and it's really cool to have that creative freedom. I'm glad that I didn't force myself to stay in a box.
Yeah.
Because for a long time I was fighting to get out of that box, and I told you last time that my numbers were going down a little bit, like with my streams and with my interaction, and I kind of felt bad. It was like a blow to my artistic ego. But I'm glad that I just thugged it out because now people are seeing, like, I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist.
I think every artist goes through a period, right, where it's like you're getting a lot of play, right? For us back in the time when we were coming out, it was rotation on the radio, not necessarily streams because those didn't exist anymore. But like even so, in like that format, right? You have your up times and then your not so up times, and a lot of us had to deal with some of that part. Like, oh man, we ain't getting as much rotation as we used to, or this or that. But it's like you said, you got to thug it out because it's really, as artists, that's not what it's about to us. We're not striving for that rotation. We're just trying to make the best music possible, representative of us in the moments that we're being creative. And that's just extra icing on the cake if we get it. But now the streams, like, the streams are a different beast because it's like you hold yourself like accountable to, like, oh man, my streams ain't popping like they should be. What am I doing? I gotta shift this way or shift that way. And it puts a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? But I think it's good when you just like let that shit go. There it goes. Thanks for that.
I'll say this though, it's almost nothing that you do in any way that causes numbers to go up or down, because the reality is there are so many artists out there. Like, the amount of creativity that is going on at all times.
Yeah.
Don't try to compete with that. Just be creative.
Yeah.
You'll either make something that hits a spark or it don't. And here's the real beauty of the spark too. It could happen 1,000 years from now. That's where our what we all do is so amazing. It's gonna be around forever.
But you want to know something? Because the psychology of the industry has always been this, right? Yeah, you're in competition with others, but more than anything, you're in competition with yourself.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last thing, right? And that's not true, because sometimes you might put out something great and it might not catch because maybe the label didn't know how to market it and promote it and get it out there on the level that maybe past records got out there. And that's not the artist's fault. You know what I mean? So like, you can't knock yourself. You have to just thug through it, like you said, and just keep being creative and keep doing it. If something catches later, your fans catch up. They may not have gotten this in this moment, but they're going to get it later. It's much like the Beastie Boys when they put out Paul's Boutique.
Yeah.
A lot of people that were Beastie Boy fans loved it. Like the core fan base were like, yo, this is the business. Everybody else who loved the Beasties from that first album, they were like, whoa, what's this? It's way too complicated. Where's the fun Beasties? This is too this or that, right? But now, if you ask those same people who were like, I don't know about this record, now there's, oh man, that album is one of the best albums. Because it catches up. They might not get it in the moment, but it eventually catches up.
You gotta challenge your audience, your fans.
Yeah,
you know
I think
mean?
so too.
Because if you keep on feeding them the same ish, it ain't, after a while it's gonna get stale.
It's called redundancy.
Exactly. So,
Yeah.
you gotta challenge them, and then, if they ride with you, then they're true, and if they don't, they fall off, and that's it.
And sometimes a lot of people are not ready yet.
Yeah.
It takes them a minute to catch on.
Right.
I remember my boy from Rascals in Canada. He told me when I first dropped my solo project a couple years back, he was like, yo, your album is dope, but it's gonna be probably like 4 years before people start catching.
Before they get it.
They're gonna get it. And I was like, hey, it's out there. At least it's out there.
That's a touch on what I was
Yeah.
waiting to say, is that I think records have 3 lifespans, and that's the immediate release, the 10-year spot, and then it's timeless.
Right.
A good record is gonna do what it's gonna do regardless coming out.
Right.
But it will never get its true props for about a decade. In
Right.
about 10 years, whatever you've done 10 years ago, people love right now.
They're going to say that's
Oh.
classic-ish right there,
Yeah.
baby.
Dang, that gave me the chills.
And then once you're beyond that, now you're making timeless music,
Yeah.
whether it's a new release or it's your 3rd record, it's your 9th record.
Right now, we got Beatnuts got a song that's viral. It's called Sacabo, and it's like the hottest thing right now, and it's 20 years old, and
Yeah.
people don't even know this.
Yeah.
Like Method Man remix Beatnuts Sacabo is 20 years old, and
Yeah.
right now it's blasting off.
Yeah. And no, that's like our Illusions remix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was
How
like
long was that?
that was 20 years ago. And we never played that version ever. We always stuck with playing the original thing because realistically, in the time we put out the remix, people liked the original better. But on TikTok, in this day and age, they blew the remix up. So now when we play the remix version of Illusions, there's a whole new pop that we didn't have on that song.
So that's what I'm saying. you know?
That's the timeless thing.
The time.
So so don't worry.
Yeah.
20 years from now, you'll be viral, and you know.
Yeah, that's cool. I like this. I like all this.
Well, the ones they didn't get, they're going to get. And the ones they got, more people are going to get it faster than the ones that maybe they took a little bit of time to catch. You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. And that's the life we live as an artist, because it's a roller coaster ride. And unless you got that machine type of team that everything is coming out is,
yeah.
Boom.
that deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's hard unless you're doing pop music.
And the
Yeah.
and the popular audience has got a lot of anxiety and in a hurry to get to the next stuff.
Right.
Like they ain't trying to stick around on people's stuff forever. They're because they're in the popular movement, and
I love this for 15 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then I'm on to the next. I never got that, right? Like, because that was the thing in hip hop that I always like, as a hip hop fan and as well as an artist, right? Because I was a fan before artist, obviously. I never got that people like, because you would hear it, right? Like, so if this album was cracking in the streets, right? They loved it. The minute it got to the mainstream, I ain't getting down with that no more. The mainstream has it. It's like, what is that? It's because music is for everybody. It ain't just for a particular group of people. And I think like in hip hop, we were stuck on that for so long. Like, nah, this is just us. And like whenever it went from us to, us and them and everyone else, us over here would be like, nah. It's theirs now. It's not ours anymore. And I think that's the stank ass part of our industry on the way that like they built up our fans like that. You know, like when they get over here, they're not yours anymore. They're the world's. And it doesn't feel like they're yours anymore. But guess what? We are yours from the gate, from the jump.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if we're everyone else's. I mean, that's what music is for. It's for everyone, whoever can relate to it, the impact, the connection, you know.
Forever, B.
Yeah. So like you can't be selfish like that. And we were, because I tell you, my mentality was like that too for a time. You know, in the 90s we were like that, but I'm glad it's more open now.
I mean, it's a big world, so it's gonna take a long time for music to get around sometimes.
Yeah, it's more open now. I think you see, you know.
Well, now, yeah,
But still, you know, like when you get a level of success, people will be like, well, I used to like them.
Yeah.
I back that up because I'll tell you this. I still like them. But every time I hear a Nirvana song, I change it immediately because I heard it so much.
Yeah, there's a difference though with hip hop fans. It's not that you're oversaturated because we never got oversaturated on radio except for maybe with Insane, but we had modest play to say the least. It's more of a thing that they're not ours anymore. Right? It's not that they're hearing our stuff on radio or seeing it on MTV or BET like too much oversaturation. It's that we went from being this street underground group to now this big old Main Street group over here, and they feel like you can't relate to them no more. And they can't relate to you because now you don't just speak for us, you're speaking to them. And I don't think that mentality exists anymore, but it did for a time, and it hurt a lot of groups. So like after your third or fourth album, you would see a drop because people were on to whatever the next thing was. One, they didn't think you were going to last past 2 albums because hip hop was driven this way. Like, well, we don't think this genre is going to last, so we'll try to get 2 albums. Usually by the third, they're done. And these were all the obstacles we all had to deal with, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's a little easier now, but
a lot more.
Oh, yeah, a lot more.
Yeah, it's really different. I definitely have fans though that say comments like that, like, "Oh, I miss when not everybody knew you," and I miss
like they
want to
keep you for them.
Yeah, I'm like, those are the worst fans. They're people who think they're fans, but they're not, and maybe they were at one time. But if you're really genuinely a supporter of somebody, you're gonna be happy for their progress.
But you know,
they are fans. They have their own personal things they're dealing with, and
you know what it is,
and it gets in the way of
a lot of
their
fans
appreciation.
A lot of fans feel proud to be the first fans.
Yes,
there's that too. First fans.
That's true.
You know, so they feel
the day ones.
Like, yeah.
But you know, we had a lot of day ones that are still with us that didn't like play that. Like, oh, well, you're not ours anymore. You know, and usually if a fan thinks that, those are fans that are going to do that with every band. They're not sticking with one group, one band, or a handful of them. Like, let's just say for our generation, you could probably name 5 groups that were your favorite bands. Was it just one?
No.
Like 5, 10, whatever, because everybody was doing great music.
That's what I said earlier, though. There's just so much. Like you might be relevant in so many ways, but because the volume of things that are great, it's just a big old shadow out there. Sometimes you get overlooked.
But the thing is we kept listening to the bands that we called our favorite bands.
Oh yeah.
Through their good records and through their not so great records and through their comeback great records. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like a lot of folks don't do that anymore. Like, or most especially in hip hop. If you gain success, man, some folks was turning away. But the majority accepts you. They're with you. They're rolling. You know what I mean? It's a small percentage that have this mentality like, yeah, well, no, they're popular now, so I can't get down with them.
But they come back around in time.
I mean,
they do. I
not
think
all
so.
of them, but you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of albums got to grow on people too. Sometimes they,
Some people ain't ready.
Yeah,
That's just it.
Some people tell me that I need help.
Some people.
So Yo, Rev, on your cover, that was Encrypt that did the picture, right?
Yes, and Crip took this
Big
picture
up.
of me. Hmm.
Yeah. So what was that concept of that cover? Because it is kind of ill right there. It's
She
dope.
took the shot.
Thank you. Yeah. So she took the picture of me leaning over and throwing up. But there's actually a lot of artists on this cover. Hopefully I don't forget everybody. But like for example, the girl who did my hair is J-Bug. Muñeca did my makeup. Vanity Nails did my nails. And Loudon and I came up with this concept. So it's basically me throwing up all over the city of LA. And as you guys know, I'm born and raised in LA. And I wanted to put some of the iconic LA elements on the cover. So we have the palm trees, and I'm throwing up on the Hollywood sign. And then I put the York Boulevard and Figueroa street signs because that's where I grew up in Highland Park.
Highland Park.
That's the main intersection. And then the cop car's on fire. You know, they got the ghetto bird right there.
Ghetto Bird's classic.
Yeah, and Loudon wrote the No Chaser, and Loudon made all the beats on this album. He and I co-produced the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
Executively produced it together.
I know your sound is like hardcore, right?
This album, it's a hardcore rap album, and I haven't done a hardcore rap album in a minute. But this one's hard.
So the beats gotta be.
Yeah,
Boom.
Loudon killed every single beat on here. And then I'm throwing up gold all over the city. So to me, it's like a metaphor for turning my pain into medicine. You know,
Yeah.
it's turning the poison into something beautiful that I can give to my city. But it's really me throwing up too. You know, it's because it's the pain. It's the pain. I write most of my stuff from a place of pain, and the album is really hardcore, but there's also a lot of pain on it. Yeah.
Looks crazy.
People relate to
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, I think I really think that's why a lot of people like my music, because it's just very relatable, and I just get very vulnerable and deep, and I continue to do that because life continues to be vulnerable and deep.
Life is life.
Life is life.
You know, you could draw experiences from real life because, I mean, it's things that really happen and people can relate to because they go through it too.
Yeah.
And, you know, when an artist can tap into that, that's everything.
Yeah, I trip out when people say that they lose inspiration. I can understand like an artistic block for a short period of time, but I pretty much never have an artistic block.
It'll happen one day, but you'll get past it.
Yeah, I mean it's happened to me,
well-
but not for like long extended periods of time.
I think it's what you tell yourself in your head, though, because realistically, the blocks only happen if you allow them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you have any self-doubt, if you're in a negative space somewhere, you might catch a block, but it's all what you tell yourself. Like, you know, it's like planting a seed in your consciousness, right? Saying, I'll never have a block. I'll never allow myself to have a block. There won't be a block.
I don't like to force it either.
Well,
Like,
that's
Sometimes I'll just take a break. And
yeah,
fall back. Not even.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
about it. It'll come to you.
exactly.
Yep.
You know, and when something doesn't come up, don't look at it as a block. Just that wasn't the day you chose to be creative.
Yeah. Good.
You know what I mean? And you'll see that you'll get past any kind of block that might happen. Because I got blocked one time ever
For how long? Like for a long time, obviously.
for one song.
For one time.
One song. I didn't allow myself to ever be blocked after this one song passed me by, and it became a hit song. It's an iconic song. Could have been mine, but I had a block, and it was all in my head. Like I thought to myself, I can't come up with anything to this, and I gave the song back to the homie. I said, you should give it to this homie over here, and that song blew the
Go ahead.
hell up.
Go ahead, say it.
Wait,
You wanted me to say it, huh?
Yeah,
Are we
go
not
ahead.
supposed to be cussing?
No, us as the host, we have like
That's
a
us.
30-minute challenge where we don't curse the 30 minutes. If not, we got to take a shot or 5 flips, but the guests are immune.
Okay, now I get the shots that are happening. Okay.
Yeah, the
I was
guest-
like trying to figure out, I was like, why are they doing it in specific times? Okay. Now I got it.
Yeah, because the first one I ramped up and
But besides,
My first shot was in solidarity. I haven't felt.
well, I took a second
I
shot.
got that one here too, just to enjoy it.
That's what I was gonna say. Besides cussing, we enjoy the drinks and
It's not really a punishment, but you know, it just gets us to the destination quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And now I forgot where I was.
Well, you were talking about that song that you were. That you
Oh
gave
yeah,
up.
yeah. It was Jump Around. Like I had it right there in my hands, but I could not come up with the concept or not even a flow to it. I got completely blocked out. It wasn't meant for me to have it.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. It was meant for the homie to have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
You know what though? You still enjoy it.
I
You
still
get
enjoy
to
it.
rock it.
It's awesome. We cover it
Yeah, you still get to rock
to
it.
tribute our bro.
Exactly.
And-
it's still the same family.
Yeah,
Mugs,
it's still
and
the
everything.
same family. You know what I'm
It's all
saying?
love.
And, but I told myself after that song, because I heard what he had done with it, I was like, oh, man. And this was before it became a hit. You know what I mean? Like, because, we were in the studio with them and they're our brothers. You know what I mean? So we had a chance to hear a lot of that stuff. But I heard what he did with it. I was like, oh, okay.
I could have did this.
I could have did that. And I said, I'll never allow a beat to block me out again. Never. I got the keys to every one of them. You give me one,
I mean, it
can't
happens.
lock me out the house.
Me, like being a producer, I passed a lot of hit records by people, and they passed up on hits that turn into hits in the future.
Yeah. For me, it ain't a matter of a block because I ain't going to allow a beat to have me a block, but I won't rock with something that I can't get inspired by like that. You know what I mean? It has to inspire me. It's got to talk to me in some sort of way. If it ain't talking to me, next.
Yeah, same. I usually pick a beat within the first 5 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Like that.
You know right away.
Yeah.
As soon as the 2 seconds it starts, I'm like, next.
Yeah.
Yep.
next.
The beat starts talking to you immediately if it connects. And it'll tell you where it wants you to go.
And sometimes it might even tell you, yo, give it a minute, Sometimes like listen to it, so I will.
Yeah. It's a crazy thing. Writing songs.
It's magic. That's why, sometimes it takes a long time to perfect a trick.
True that. It is magic.
Yo,
And
but you're the master, B, because I'm telling you, B, the joints we did is incredible.
Well, thank you. That coming from you,
I'm
thank
saying
you,
I'm
sir.
not saying it because it's me. Like me, I'm looking at as a fan from the. I'm like, wow, they not ready.
We try to keep the sword sharp always.
Wow,
He's
I'm
pretty
saying?
good. He's pretty good.
Forever head
Fire.
chopping. You know what I mean? That's
Bo Bizzle.
Yeah.
we forever chop the head. You know what I'm saying? Any monster that comes along, we chopping that
Always.
fucking head off. Or was that early? Oh, I was early.
Yeah, you're a minute early there.
You were a minute early.
I was 15
homo.
seconds early. Don't give me that minute stuff. I was 15 seconds, man. All I had to do was hold out 15.
You got excited.
I got
Got
excited.
a little excited.
Yeah, man. I'm glad it's fucking over. It's done.
done. It's
now we
done,
can
son.
talk freely.
And I was so confused. I kept hearing you guys holding back on the cussing. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I thought we could cuss.
Sometimes we explain it and sometimes we forget to explain it. And then, the guests are just like, what the fuck is going on with these guys? But it just adds to the flavor.
There's been a couple of
Yeah.
guests. There's been a couple of guests that they've started cussing from minute one, and then they just keep on going, and nobody says anything. Just got to let them flow.
Because then, they'd be taking 5, 6, 7
Exactly.
shots.
In a minute they'll be cursing
30 flips.
so many cuss words. But there's some that you guys have given the rules too early, and then they they go along with it.
How about date night, dash night? Got me good yesterday, right? So I did 10 flips, right? I didn't do shots yesterday. I did flips. That means, 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, right? So for each curse, it's 5 hits.
Oh, wow.
This, right? So I popped off 2 expletives, a shit and a fuck, I believe it was. And I had to do 10, right? And then date night, dash night, one of our viewers,
We good?
he's one of our main Yes, we've been good.
Fuck
He's one of our main donors, right? And there's a standard to asking one of the hosts to hit this, right? So he hit me with the donation to do 10 more. So I had to rock 20 flips yesterday. I left here pretty faded.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And, I decided to do the shots. But if I know date night, dash night, he's probably going to ramp up on one of us today.
The shots for date night, dash night.
This shot, I'm just gonna take this shot for date nights,
Nope.
and then head donor of the 5150s.
You need another one.
Well, I'm
I
gonna
just
say
took
this.
it.
I'm gonna say this early to date night. Don't try that shit when I get back and start smoking that first day and say, all right,
Hey,
I
Bobo.
want 10 flips.
Bobo, you just violated.
No, I did.
Let me tell you why. No, you wrong violation.
Why?
It's not a cursing violation. You didn't fuck up there. You did what you should never do, is tell a motherfucker, don't be trying to do that shit on it, because now he's definitely gonna do
And
it.
it's not gonna happen. So you.
What do you mean it's not gonna happen?
I'm not gonna do it
Why?
because I'm no
fucking way.
no fucking way. Come on, man. My
You're gonna choose a proxy, son?
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna split it up. I'll split it up amongst peeps. But
That's
I'm
not
not gonna
necessarily fair, is it?
You can't do that.
Do it. Oh, next one, man. Next one.
What next one? There's no next one. We're not even there yet.
I was gonna say that too. What the fuck?
Like, it's all in how you ask, right? It's like we were talking about this because we were talking about doing shows in Chile back in '96, right? One of the shows were
With the socks?
with the sock. No, it's the hair one.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like our first experience there, their whole thing was if they loved you, they spat on you. You know what I mean?
What?
Gross.
You to them or like them to you?
Them to you.
What? Okay.
And we were watching the band on before us, and we were like watching all this spit come on stage. And it was a punk rock thing over there, right? And we saw this, and we asked one of our homies, hey, why are they spitting on these dudes? It looks like they're rocking it.
Oh, that stage.
Oh,
must have been disgusting.
that's a massive sign of respect over here.
Whoa.
And we're like, hey, man, somebody better tell these folks that, back home, that's the most massive sign of disrespect.
For real.
Right?
And so, no one really translated that properly. So they tried to spit in the beginning. And then one of us, it probably was Sen because he speaks the better Spanish than I do. And he let him know, hey, don't spit up here again because we'll walk off because that's a sign of disrespect. So please do not spit up here again. And for us back home, that's the most disrespectful shit you could do. We know it's your custom out here, but please, we didn't come from the angle of, hey man, if one more motherfucker spits up here, we're walking off. That would have invited the rain.
Everyone.
Yeah.
But we said, please don't. That it's a sign of disrespect back home.
You got to talk to
and they didn't do it after that.
They didn't. Okay.
Yeah, and the mosh pits and the stage diving and all the crazy shit still happened just without the spit flying in the air.
Wow.
keep the spit over there.
I mean, what would you do? Right?
Keep it in your mouth.
What would you do? Like if you were performing and all of a sudden you knew or they told you that they'll spit on you if they like you.
If they love you, they're gonna spit
they're
on
gonna
you.
spit on you. What would you do?
I would
That's
for
backwards shit.
sure, yeah, I would have to regulate for sure.
I'm gonna have to
And
spit
I don't.
back.
I think I might throw in a little please. Just
Yeah,
to,
you have to. Because if you invite them with the you better not shit, that's
better
what-
not, never work.
The you better
Yeah.
not never works.
Well, you could throw up on them.
Oh my god, I would probably make a joke out of it. I would probably make a little humor, throw a little humor in there. But that's really awkward.
Yeah.
To have to say anything really like, don't be who you are, But it's like, wait, that's fucking nasty spit.
Yeah, hey,
Like that's
it was crazy
really
because the
foul.
bands
Could be
bef-
worse.
Hey, the bands before us, when we were watching them, they were loving that shit. We were like,
crazy.
this is disgusting. How, why aren't they stopping and saying something?
Oh,
And that's because they've been through it before. That was like our first time there, and they were like, okay, we know they love us. It's like you could know they love you without the spit.
yeah.
One of them was even trying to catch you with the mouth.
Yes, why you have to say that? Man, Bobo.
Shooting it.
You know what? I have a question. The band
it
that
real.
played before you guys, were they from Chile?
They were from, I think they were from Brazil.
They were from
Oh, and
Brazil.
Planet Hemp, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Was
Yep.
They
it
were just
Planet?
with it.
They were well because they played that region more than any, so
Oh,
they had been there. They've been there before us many times, so they were used
Okay.
to it. They were like, "This is the get down."
Wow.
Okay, fuck it. and we were like, oh hell no, we ain't no.
Bubba got a natural barricade though. He's back of the stage.
Yeah.
That's a long way to spit. I mean, that's not something.
Yeah,
that's
that
not
it's hitting Sendog and myself before it's hitting Muggs
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and Bobo.
Now you hitting me. That's for damn sure.
because that's a long way.
Yeah, that's power. That's some power spit right
Yeah.
there, and that ain't happening.
Yeah, well,
Blunts.
yeah, the gathering of the Juggalos, right?
They're out of control.
They're out of control, but their out of control is still. I could deal with that, like them throwing water balloons and then throwing bags of baby powder or whatever kind of powder that is at you. That's better than spit. I'll take that all day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because that's the closest thing to it, but without like that. You know what I mean, it's like real chaos over there, man. It's one of
Got sick motherfuckers in the crowd spitting at you.
yeah, nah, man.
What's their
I don't want no hepatitis.
Woo, woo.
Get off,
Yeah,
man.
that's crazy.
Whoa, whoa. And that's-
Fortunately, they respected what we asked, and they just
Yeah.
had a good time without doing that.
Juggalo party looks fun as hell.
Yeah, that it is fun. Man, we seen Hobson do a stage dive from such a far distance. I didn't think my dude was gonna make it, but he was in really good shape. Dude keeps himself in good shape. Like how some shows, the barrier distance it's kind of
15,
far
20
from the stage,
feet.
15, 20 feet. He made the jump.
That's bold.
This fucking guy, he dove out. I'm gonna say it was like probably a 10-foot.
It's a big gap still.
It's still a big gap.
Yeah.
This fucking guy made it into the crowd. They caught him. They were he's all over. I was like, okay, Hobson.
That's crazy.
Hobson got the hops, son.
He was actually who I was talking about when I said I've seen artists walking on the crowd.
Yeah,
He's the first person that I saw.
he's
do
a good
that.
showman.
Yeah, he's really dope live. Yeah, he'd be walking all the way in the crowd. I saw him do it like 10 years ago.
I fuck with Hop.
I'm sure he still does it.
He's a cool dude, and he put forth an effort into his live show. Like to do that, that's commitment. There's another dude, little Irish guy, Frank something, Frank Carter. Have you heard of this guy? Steph Tone?
The name, yes.
Frank Carter. He's metal. I think it's from Ireland, and this fucking guy, same thing. He will do some crazy ass jumps. I seen this fucking guy, like his crowd control method was crazy. Okay, like so he had this one whole festival like doing a march around like in the general pop area and it's like how the general admission tickets are, right? Boom, over here. And then there's a sound guy, and then there's the strip that goes into the back. You know how that works in a festival?
Yeah.
You've seen it 1,000 times, so have you, right? And you've seen it, obviously, right? This guy had the whole fucking thing. They're all marching in a circle around the fucking sound guy into the general pop. They're all just doing this fucking crazy march.
Wow.
Like I'd never seen that before. Like I've seen a lot of metal shit, like the death ball
That shit sounds
and the mosh pits and the whirlpool, all that shit. But like to see what this motherfucker made him do,
wow.
oh my God. I said, this dude's crowd control shit is off the chain. You have to have a willing crowd though. Like he got it though. Like he knew how. I think it was Hellfest or no, it wasn't Hellfest. It was some we played with them with Prophets, some Prophets of Rage. We played this festival with them, and this fucking guy had these dudes, this whole crowd just marching around the fucking sound guys.
That's cool.
Fucking little island. It was the illest shit ever. Frank Carter. Look up the footage, Bolton. It's one of them festivals. This little dude right here. He's a bolt of lightning on stage right here. You can't get no actual footage.
I'm trying to find that, but it's all on YouTube.
Well, turn the audio off. Or is it
It's still gonna flag us. But
there's-
here's a little clip right here as well. Little GIF.
Yeah, he also, walks on the shoulders and you know, they'll carry him.
Oh,
They'll carry him from one place to another. He don't even gotta walk. This guy. He's a little dude, so you know he doesn't weigh a lot.
okay, yeah.
So you could potentially do that same thing. Like, I need y'all to carry me from A to B.
I wouldn't do it though.
Well, you got to stay on stage though, Steph Tone.
I wouldn't do it.
You would have to stay on stage. You got to be stationary because you can't be. Well, you could, but
It's way too many risks.
if they drop you, the
Ouch.
sound is done right there. I mean,
Ouch.
you're the tone. If the
Yo,
tone
when
is
when
gone,
it's
that's
packed like that. You could jump because they're so.
if you're doing vocals, you could do this.
I'm-
Playing instruments, that's much. Bass, guitar, nah.
I've been 200 plus pounds most of my life. They ain't gonna catch you.
Yeah, it takes some really.
They see me coming. The sea's gonna part.
It takes some really strong motherfuckers to feel like they're gonna carry that. Well, yeah. See, that's the whole thing. When I stopped jumping, it was when I was like weighing like way heavier than I normally weighed. Like I was 240, 246. I'm like, I'll kill some people out there. Like, cause I was all about it. Bobo could tell you I was a jump. We all were pretty much.
We were always jumping.
But I stopped when I noticed I had gained weight. I was like, maybe I shouldn't jump.
That's real.
I could jump now. Like I'm back to my actual weight that I could jump and it wouldn't hurt people. But like at the time, bro, oh my God.
You around 250. You asking a lot.
I was asking a lot. There's no way these little motherfuckers was gonna hold me up, bro.
No,
Not with how I would jump.
no.
They weren't gonna hold me up. No fun.
I was never 250, but I stopped when the sea was parted and I hit the flow.
Yep. That's
know,
all
man.
it takes. One to the ground.
I hit the ground that one time and
I hit the ground like there was nobody that caught me. I just hit straight the flow.
No breath. Couldn't breathe after that.
oh
man.
man. Hey, there have been massive failures on jumps.
Yeah. Many.
Fortunately, I only dropped to the ground that once, and that's because they couldn't hold me up.
Oh, that is why.
Yeah.
So it was your
Yeah.
assessment was correct.
It was packed, but
Oh,
they couldn't hold me up, and I wasn't even that heavy back then. I hadn't gained like my.
And you also gotta watch who you jumping on. Like,
Well, they
don't
gotta
jump-
be ready.
Don't jump on the little girls and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you
Well,
gotta
you
jump
said-
where the big
look.
dudes is at.
Look at homie.
Straight in.
Straight in. Nobody was ready. Nobody was ready for my
To
dude
the,
right
to
here.
the neck.
That happened with Post Malone too. He went for a jump and they let his ass hit the ground.
Yeah.
Boppy.
You will fuck up your sciatica.
One, you got to
Sciatica.
you got to know that they got to be ready. They got to be eye contact right there. I'm gonna jump in on your side, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
better
you
be
gonna catch me.
Yeah, because if you just do that out of the blue and they're not ready, yeah, you're spearing.
Yeah, you
some
gotta
people.
talk to people.
You gotta
can't
get them
just-
ready. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm taking notes.
You need some permission.
Yeah.
and you need.
You need that.
Yeah, you
that
need some
invite.
permission.
The invite. Like, yeah.
I'm gonna come out there.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God.
come out there.
Yeah,
Right?
when they're,
gonna hold
when they're
me
waving
down?
you off, don't do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if they're waving you off, do not do it. They're gonna
Yeah,
they're
don't
gonna
surprise
let your
them.
ass go.
Don't surprise them because they're not gonna catch you. That's what happened to me. I just figured, oh well, fuck it, I'm just gonna jump out. And no, they just watched me until I hit the floor, and they watched me on the floor, and they didn't even help me up.
They didn't even help you up. That's so
Oh,
fucked
man.
up.
I'm lucky I was able to get up.
Did they spit on you?
They
No.
didn't see you come off the percussions. They just thought you was
No,
like some
man.
sort of fan.
Man, man. Then
What crowd was that?
oh man, this was actually at the Hollywood Palladium.
Oh, you motherfuckers!
This was
How
at the
dare you.
Hollywood Palladium, and I was sitting in with Rage, and
It wasn't a Cypress Hill show.
No,
all right,
no,
cool.
no,
Because
no.
our fans would hold you up. You
right,
already
right.
know this.
They just said, "Fuck that. We don't know what the fuck you're doing," and I hit
Like,
the
who
floor.
the fuck is this guy?
Crowd.
And
You
my-
were a fan that got on stage,
exactly.
and they weren't gonna hold you up.
no, not at all.
That's
Man.
what they thought. That was the perception.
Hey, at least they got a nice floor there. You know what I mean? That wasn't straight to concrete.
Hey,
Man.
I'll tell you what, man. Their pits are well. Back in the day, their pits were some of the most craziest pits.
Palladium goes off.
Yeah, I was in their pit at their last show at the Olympic and like you had USC football players in there like regulating. I was hanging with them. I'm like, I'm with you guys.
Word.
Like,
We rolling.
they're like, oh shit, be real, you're in here. I'm like, yep, I'm in here. I'm with you guys.
They're like, yes.
And they were big, beefy motherfuckers. So like, you know, I felt safe. But you know, like for me, if I got in the pit, it wasn't about being safe. It was I'm getting in the pit with these motherfuckers, and I'm gonna throw mine too.
Yeah, the pit's not for the faint of heart.
That's not for the safe.
Yeah.
No, if you're going in there, you're going in there to catch some contact.
Yeah.
And I would go in those pits. I went in their pits. I went in many pits, and you know, I gave mine and took mine.
That's cool.
Look how far back those pits are too. They're like way at the back.
There's several pits going on right there.
They're feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder these people that are in these mosh pits, do they even have anything on them? Like,
No, not in these ones.
nothing. It's,
No.
Pockets are empty.
Pockets are empty.
Mm.
They're experienced.
They're just
Your
wild.
experience. I'm learning
I
all
seen
this.
people get smacked up, like pa in the face, like get out, like yo.
Hell yeah, I've seen that
It's-
too.
You know,
That's a lot of people, but that's not like the most extreme pit.
no, it's not the most extreme pit.
I mean, not either.
Not at all.
I've seen some violent pits.
That's cool.
Look at, yeah. I mean, they got a lot of movement, but it's a lot of people just moving in circles. Let me tell you what, if you saw a Slayer pit, it ain't just people moving in circles. It's like the craziest of pits.
I bet.
Oh man,
Jesus.
yeah.
There's a lot of crazy pits.
There's a lot
There
of
goes
crazy
one.
pits.
That's a crazy
Ooh.
one.
Now there's that. Yeah, that's one right there.
That's thousands of people in it.
It almost looks like a stampede, but that's a
Yeah,
that's a
it
pit
does.
happening right
They're
there.
dancing.
Don't fall.
They're really,
Don't fall down.
Don't
Don't
fall.
fall.
They're really enjoying the music.
Yeah, this is enjoying the music. They're like, yeah, we're frolicking through this metal.
Yeah, you know what? That looks the best from the stage, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Just that you know they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
this is it.
No.
My music is driving you crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, from the stage it looks crazy and like incredible, man. But just you fall down, you get stomped on,
That's
sciatica goes out, and the
Sciatica,
whole
yeah.
shit is fucked up.
For some people,
Battlestar
that's-
sciatica.
Yeah,
that's living the pit dream, though.
I will be
They
yiping.
go out there wilding on purpose.
Yeah.
Rap
Oh
pit.
man, there's been some crazy pits.
And pits are addictive. You know, once you get used to that kind of action, you're gonna go do it every time you can.
Yep. Go home with no teeth.
Yep.
Listen, shit, whatever.
Something.
Nah, not really. You got to be very careless and not paying attention,
I
and you got to like know where the assholes are in the pit.
I guarantee 20% of those fools in the pit coming home with just one shoe.
Yep.
Sometimes none.
No shirt.
No shirt.
No shirt.
Couple of
Battle scars.
couple scars.
Oh yeah.
Smelling like mad beer.
Straight up beer.
Pits were never my thing, but I like to watch them, and I like when people make pits to my music.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But you
Yeah,
ain't
But
of
I'm-
course.
You
Yeah.
ain't jumping out though.
No, I only been in one mosh pit when I was like a teenager. I used to go to like punk rock gigs and like backyards and stuff.
Yeah.
And I went in one, and I was like, oh no, I'm about to fight somebody.
Yeah.
And I know that's against the rules, so I'm just gonna have to pass.
That is the thing. You gotta. If you're in the pit, you gotta know. It's like, all right, unless someone does something blatantly fucked up.
A lot of people plan their fights in the pit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They've been watching you.
They know, yeah.
Any motherfucker comes at me.
People's like, I'm waiting to this one song. It's on.
Hey, Russ and Dougie, they were
They're
like,
regulated.
They were regulators in the pit. If they saw someone doing asshole shit, like swinging, trying to like land punches and not like pitting like
Yeah.
how it's supposed to be done, and they were just trying to like rack people, they would personally,
Step to them.
well, they would rack them up.
Yeah, they'd be regulating.
They would show them what the pit was really about.
What
And
does
then-
rack 'em up mean? Fuck 'em up?
Not beat them down, but like, you know, the pit is all about contact, like the bump and, you know, all of that. They would come and give them that shoulder real heavy
Okay, got it.
and dump them, you know. And-
Hockey checks.
yeah, hockey checks.
Okay, got it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because realistically, you ain't supposed to be throwing punches and fighting in there.
Yeah.
So if they saw someone doing that, they didn't want to be the ones to start the fight, so they would just come, bah, and they, they were thick boys, and they had a squad in there too. So like, it wasn't just 2 of them. It was like 12 of them.
Oh shit. Okay.
But you only thought there was 2 until the other 10 came out. And they would regulate pits that way to make sure nobody got hurt. They'd pick people up, and the guys that were trying to bully people, they'd go bully them. It was awesome to see that happen.
Yeah, for sure. Got to give them what they're trying to give out.
Oh, yeah. Because there'll be assholes in the pit. Like, because there's girls in the pit that go in there, and these dudes ain't, like, they don't care who's in there. They're, like, swinging their arms around, and if they crack a chick, they don't give a fuck.
There's chicks in the pit, too?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Well, they're out there swinging them arms, too. Don't even trip.
They're swinging their arms, too.
I hope so.
They would have a chick to regulate chicks like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and this chick could throw blows, too. Rosie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
Rosie, boy. Ooh-wee. She was good with the hands. Like, she had a big boyfriend, so, like, a lot of people would test her. You think you're this because
tiny.
Your boyfriend, because he was, like, 6'5", but the minute she started throwing the blows, you could tell, like, if you had a heads-up fight with her, some guys would lose to her.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
She was good.
Yeah.
She knew how to fight. Someone taught her at an early age how to throw her hands proper. Because she fought like a dude. Like, she knocked a couple dudes out at the Rainbow a couple times.
Yeah, she wasn't shying away from him.
She was not. And she was a good-looking chick, too. Like, they'd be totally disarmed, and then, pow!
That's awesome.
Out cold.
Out cold. and the big dude who everybody thought would intervene, he'd just be laughing at the guy that got knocked out. He didn't even have to do nothing because he is a nice guy. But if he had to put his hands on you, he would. Both very cool people until tested. And if, someone's too loaded,
Yeah.
that would always cause some shit. Because, again, she was good looking, so someone would try to hit on her. And half the time, he didn't have to do anything. She'd be the one to sock him in the face.
Oh, because they would get carried away, obviously.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just be hitting on her. They'll probably start touching her.
Yeah,
like-
she wasn't.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, she wasn't for that.
Yeah.
There's some girls that just ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
And if they know how to fight, you get socked in the face.
Yeah, I've definitely hit somebody in the face for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one appreciates a groper.
Yeah. It's gross.
You ever got any hater fans, like saying some hateful shit or something?
Like in person?
Yeah, in the crowd? Oh, not really.
I mean, yeah. I had to fuck somebody up one time.
Wow.
It happens.
Outside
It
of the
happens.
show. Yeah, there was somebody who was just basically a hater who they were on the scene back like 10 years ago when I first started. We were on the same scene together. And they were just running their mouth about me for a few years. And then finally I saw them.
Caught up with them.
Yeah. And then it just went down.
You had enough.
And I beat her ass.
Small world.
Beat her
If you're going
ass,
to talk
yeah.
that shit, realize it's like a small world. You're going to
Yeah.
catch up eventually.
Yeah, I think she thought that I wasn't really about it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, yeah, that's just, I know she thought I wasn't really about it because of how it went down. And I was like, oh, okay, let's fucking go then.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, you can't judge a book by the cover, goddammit.
yeah. And now I don't think my cover looks like all that nice either. I'm like, how do you think I'm not really about it? But
What's up?
I'm very nice though. Unless somebody fucks with me, then it's about to go down,
Yeah, you can't be taking no disrespect.
Yeah, not yet.
I was gonna ask what's up with your little dog.
Oh, her name's Lily.
Lily.
Yeah.
Lily.
She's 7. She's probably high by now.
She's mellow.
Oh, yeah, she's,
Yeah,
all
she's
blown.
already mellow though. She's
That's good.
yeah.
She got sleepy eyes.
Yeah, I think she's faded.
Yeah. Dogs like the faded zone. Like, not all of them. Some like being high strung. Like, they like to run around. they don't take to the weed. But, like, the dogs that like to mellow out, they'll come by the weed.
Yeah, she's
sure.
very chill. She's for sure gonna knock out when we get home. Real nice, for sure. She has to be hotboxed by now. There's a lot of smoke.
I can't remember whose dog, when we were doing the show upstairs, their dog got totally faded. Was that Shirley's dog?
No,
Whose dog was that?
it was homie from Dave Chappelle's show.
Oh, Donnell Rollins, yeah.
It's his dog.
His
Yo.
dog got super faded.
and he dropped the dog.
Yeah.
And I
Wait, he
remember
dropped the dog?
The dog fell, and I just heard thunk.
Well, because the dog turned to jelly, you know, when he fell completely asleep.
Oh.
Oh, I dropped my dog.
Man.
It was a pup, too.
And I remember the minute he did it, he looked over at me and I mouthed to him, "Did you just drop your dog?" He looking like, "No."
I was like, nah, son.
Nah, son, I didn't do that, son.
Oh my god.
Man, but you just heard thunk. Man, I'm like, oh man. You know, I mean, it happens though, right?
Yeah, he had just got the dog. It hadn't eaten yet. He needed water, and he was in that room upstairs. That room upstairs is more condensed because there's nowhere for the smoke to go. It's all
Yeah.
right there. Yeah, his dog was on the super fade. We were hoping that he survived.
Oh, like that?
He was looking pretty faded out.
Wow.
And if I did the dog yipe right there and
Yeah.
he did that would have been crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know what? I think I'm actually gonna get her some water because she's starting to lick her lips a lot.
Yeah.
I think she has
She's
potty
dehy-
mouth.
she's
That's what she
dehydrated.
does when she's high. She's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, dogs get dehydrated
yeah,
quick.
I'm gonna get her some water. Excuse me.
Word up. Yeah, and now it's time for this.
Time for submissions. 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 Time for submissions.
All right, we got a bunch of submissions in today. First one's up. We got the Inner Realms up in here saying he's smoking on that Beat Nuts Funky.
Nice.
Oh, dope. Yeah. I see you got the studio popping in the back. So
Looks like a pretty good roll, too.
Yeah, it's not a bad roll.
I'll give it an 8.
I wouldn't give it an 8, but
I give the tip.
I would
an 8.
say that's not a bad roll.
I gave the tip an 8.
Yeah, the tip's an 8. I'd say the tip's a 10.
It's a 10.
Pause.
We got-
That joint 30% tip.
Yep. 30% tip, no doubt.
It's a midget joint.
It's got good shape though.
We got Robert and Julie up in here saying, hey, everyone, wanted to send in these photos from the Cali X takeover from September 3rd at Greenthumb's LAX.
Yeah.
She's saying the 360 camera was so cool, and me and Robert loved it. Shout
Hello.
out to you guys.
Salute. Thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
And she's also saying, shout out to Paris the Bud Tender. He is always awesome.
Paris, working it.
Yeah.
Salute to the staff down there at LAX. They do an excellent job.
It's a pretty cool camera.
Right?
Come on. 360, man.
Shout out to Robert and Julie. They always send us some good treats.
Hell yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, for real.
And we got J Max C up in here saying he's dripping in the new Mr. Cartoon Insane tracksuit.
All right.
Shit.
Well, all right, baby.
Got the L bucket too. What?
And he's wearing the right color, right? Bolton Blanco.
Oh, yeah. The Insane Red.
Right colors, B.
Right. He's color coordinated.
Yeah.
Got the shoes, too.
Yeah.
Slow.
Well done.
Yes. Well done.
And we got MB up in here saying, looking for a joint rating.
Uh-oh.
To the neck. Is there a neck?
There's no tip, but
Oh my God.
it's kind of old school.
Oh my God. This is really old school. All right.
That's a finger.
I don't know where to start from. Okay. Well,
It's a sausage.
this is like a
That's
sausage.
what it looks like, a sausage.
It's a mini sausage. That's pretty straight though. Like he's got the bullet head right there. That's probably where the hit end is, and this lighting end is to the right of us.
No tip, right?
Yeah.
No tips.
I can't tell which end's the.
I'm gonna say the bullet, the rounded end is the hit end, right?
It's like
and,
a finger.
And the other end is the lighting end.
That's what I would say.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell,
Well, that's.
but that's what I'm guessing. Without a tip, I'm gonna say
3.
that's
Hey, man, they
a
rolled like
3. Yeah.
4. I'll give it a 4.
I'll give it a 4, 4.5. All right, let's see the other one. That's slightly straighter. I like it.
Something happened to that one though.
Yeah, slightly.
No? Hey.
There's something. Yep, the dip right there. There's a
the-
squeeze that happened there. I can't see that end because I'm blocked off. You
I see a face.
Yeah, I do too.
You see it too? All right, it ain't just me.
It's right there by his shoulder, right?
Yep. Exactly.
Not there, Bolton, below it, right there, the dark spot,
saying,
the
if-
dark patch.
If you at a concert or something and you don't have no weed and somebody pulls these joints out, we smoking, baby.
That's still a 10 to smoke.
We smoking.
We smoking,
You
baby.
could that'll smoke like a 10. You need some Funky Fill tips though. Go to funkyfilltips.com, www.funkyfilltips.com. Invest in some glass tips, baby.
And that joint needs high roller tips.
Yeah, you need a tip.
You need just at least a 10 milli or greater.
But for a joint without a tip, that's good.
Let me
Yes.
give you a very good tip. Go get those tips.
It's not a bad tip. Sound advice.
And next up in here, we got one happy mom up in here saying a little beautiful sunset at the beach.
Over there by the beach. Yeah, that is
Nice.
beautiful.
That's
Nice.
It's fucking
Nice.
beautiful.
dope. That's where I need to be right now. With what would you be doing right now at the beach?
Probably having a drink, right?
For sure.
Or a smoke.
Definitely a smoke. Go take a splash. Come back.
We got Scott up in here saying he made some chicken.
Okay.
Shit. You on a diet?
Bring it.
Those are portioned out.
Yeah, those are chicken morsels. I mean, not to say it's not bad, but is it very small?
He's probably, on one of them
Healthy?
meal prep style things where, you portion out your food, you eat 3 to 4 times a day, small portions like this.
Damn,
Someone else
Yeah.
presented us a plate like that the other day, and he learned, they only showed us 1 carrot. He's got his 3 carrots.
He's got his 5 carrots.
5 carrots.
Excellent.
Well, they're split in half, so it's really 2.5 carrots.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what's up with the already eaten bread, though.
Or that's ripped.
Ribs. I mean,
I don't know. I thought it was
Or
some
eaten.
bites. Yeah.
It could be bites.
Wasn't after the
Yeah,
picture
man, don't be
wasn't
showing
after.
us your bitten bread, mate.
I mean, it's clean.
It is
Clean
clean.
plate. It's
I'm gonna eat that plate of food right there 10 out of 10 times.
oh, yeah.
Bring
I'm
it.
destroying it.
I ain't denying that ever.
I would not either. I would not deny it either.
I could imagine the smell is probably incredible.
Yeah.
What about his wife's cheesecake?
I've eaten that all the time too. Look at that.
Bring it.
Dessert. My
To
favorite.
quote E40,
Wow.
that looks nice.
Does.
Hell yeah.
And he's saying she used crushed shortbread cookies for the crust.
Oh. All right. Yeah, I would definitely have a couple slices, thin ones, not too thick.
Not too gordo.
You want to get no stoppage? I'll stop your ass up right there.
You can't stop me now.
You can't stop me.
We got AJ Sense up in here saying about to go in on this Philly cheesesteak.
Okay.
There it is.
Well, all right.
That's a messy ass steak
Yeah, that
right
shit
there.
is messy.
And you could tell it's good because it's messy.
And he's saying when he gets to LA in a few weeks, he's going to go hit up booze.
Yep. Booze. You will holler hooray for the booze.
And we got Ray Zonner up in here with little Bart's Toy King.
The Toy King. All right.
Where Bart's, he changed his name now, right? It's the Toy King.
He's got a lot of nicknames.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
probably going to change again next
No,
month with another story.
Yeah, he got a few stories up his sleeve.
He got a few stories.
There's the money bags right there.
The
That's
first
Ninja
it was,
money bags right there.
first it was DJ Ninja Money Bags,
What a name.
and now it's
Bart, Buzz Bart year. What
Buzz
was it?
Bart year, the Toy King.
The Toy King. That's
When he was,
I mean,
when
that-
he's Buzz Lightyear, that's great.
But yeah, Bart's Lightyear. That was
Bart's
awesome.
Lightyear.
What'd you call him yesterday? The smoked tomato?
The baked tomato.
Baked tomato.
yeah.
Or the hot.
The oven.
Yeah, the baked tomato.
Oven. tomato.
Slim pickings. All right.
And next up in here, we got Roddy Rod, and he's saying he witnessed some wrestling the other day.
Luchadores. You got to give it to these motherfuckers that do that shit right there. You got to coordinate that right. Otherwise, you're getting hurt.
I'm saying.
And they still get hurt even if they're coordinating the shit.
It's a fight, but they got to remember they entertaining.
Yeah.
They got to entertain and do them flips.
Well, the bumps they take are the bumps they take.
Yeah.
There's no faking the funk on that part.
These guys really smack each other a little bit. Oh, no, they got the smack in the chair technique.
Part of it's easy, part of it is not easy at all.
Then he said he hit up Greenthumbs right after the show.
Well, all right. It's all a good combination.
Vince McMahon.
I could see Psycho Les being a wrestler.
Why not?
Or the manager.
Yeah. I'll definitely be a manager.
And we got Chief Token up in here saying, my son was dancing at the Navajo Nation Fair. I do not know who the photographer is who snapped this amazing shot, but check out that scarf.
That's a great shot. And
Oh,
it's
dope.
the insane green.
So sick.
That's dope.
Bang!
There it is.
That's
dope.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
Dr. Green.
And he's got a hummingbird on the chest. Awesome.
Wow, that's a beautiful outfit.
That's a great shot.
That's really nice.
Excellent.
Salute.
Shout out to Chief Token up.
That's right, Chief Token up.
And we got Smokestack Mac up in here saying, rolling up with the Dr. Greenthumb Funkos and the paper.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
See that blue ink?
That's from the airport.
Yep.
It's good, that.
Steph, we talked about this yesterday.
I know.
I'm sure you heard that show. Let me tell you what.
10.
Airlines are selling information to these folks.
What the fuck?
Like the fact that, look, when we're waiting out, when we get outside of baggage claim and they're right there, you can expect that, right? Because TMZ be there like that. So a lot of these guys get their get down from, oh, this is what TMZ does. We'll do this too, right? Find them at the gate or find them at the baggage claim. What airline did they fly on? Let's show up there. You know what they did this time, Steph? And I'm sure you heard it if you were watching. They bought tickets to meet us at the connection flight to get those Funko signed. They weren't even getting on a flight. They just bought tickets to get into the airport to meet us at the gate
Be the first ones.
to get, not to be the first ones, to get them signed because we're not coming out of the airport. They can't meet us at baggage claim and get them signed. And you can't just come into the airport. You got to buy tickets.
That's great.
Now, to buy tickets, someone had to have told you what flight we were on because if you're just guessing, there's no guarantee you're going to be outside the right gate or even at the right terminal.
And it's a connection. It's a small window
And
of time.
it's a connection. And we had two different groups traveling. Part of us that were going to Vegas and part of us that were coming back home to LA. So it's not random because they couldn't have guessed that. Airline selling information to some of these. Someone in the airline, like someone's making a buck on the side selling information on celebrity flights.
Yeah.
That's great.
Because
And-
I not only got hit with the Funkos at that spot, but when we landed in LA, right? Like I don't even think we got to baggage claim yet. They were
Nope.
waiting right there on the escalator going down to baggage claim with the Funkos.
Yo, I got a few Funkos for you to sign. I'll wait for you in the parking lot.
Cool. No. All that to say, someone in the airlines be selling information. But it's crazy because it's someone who's tapped into all the information somewhere because, like, the fact is we went in on one airline, came back on another. They still knew where we were.
It's
I'm going to say this. The other day we were talking about the times you arrived at the airport versus somebody else who was, say another celebrity.
Yeah.
And like there was a mass crowd hanging out, but they were there for them and like no one even saw you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think somebody took that message, was like, oh yeah? Okay.
Oh, now I'm gonna be wearing disguises when I come off the plane. People are gonna trip out.
Exactly. That's what you
I'm
got
gonna
to do.
just do a disguise real quick.
Best thing was that box that Prince rolled in.
Put a turban on, you good.
Yep.
Turban.
Get yourself a case. Somebody just rolls you right by
Big put
everybody.
A beard and a wig on.
That's it.
All right, next
Need
one.
to fly around with heebie-jeebie.
Yep.
And we got Bernard Vogel up in here saying, here's a picture of my cheesesteak with cabbage and some potatoes.
Nice.
Bring it.
Okay.
That's healthy enough.
I
You
eat
could
that
use less
potato.
potatoes though.
That's like
Probably
half the plate.
half the portion.
Yeah, but sometimes, maybe you only eat a little. Sometimes you want them
It's a
all.
lot of carbs.
Wait, is it like mashed potatoes and fried
No,
potatoes?
that's
Cauliflower?
cauliflower.
Okay,
yeah.
okay. And basil? Or what is that?
It looks like bacon.
Looks like
Yeah, it
this.
looks like basil.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, just rack half of those potatoes off, man. That's too many carbs. But hey, you know what? Do you? It's all good.
Exactly. Get some ketchup. Get a little ketchup. You good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating that whole plate.
I probably would too, but I would think about portioning it out first. Like, let me get rid of half these potatoes. And I might be able to have the willpower to not to take all of them, but if I wasn't sure, I would just take them all off. Here, hey, Bobo, take these potatoes.
Yeah, hand me over the ketchup.
Bring it.
Get the ketchup, bye.
Pass the ketchup.
I would have to take off the cauliflower.
You don't like cauliflower?
I don't like cauliflower.
Yeah, it's hard to like, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's good for you, but it's
Not
hard to
bad.
like.
And next up in here, we got Justin saying, I just dropped my kid off at the dentist and saw this hanging in the office. Little do-it-yourself dentistry.
Oh, yeah, no.
Whoa.
So I need you to pull my teeth out, son.
Oh, man.
Listen, son, I got my tooth pulled up on this thing. I need you to get on that ATV and ride it off.
Oh, man. He's taking out a few teeth.
He's taking out the whole
The
grill.
whole grill right there. Whole top layer.
That's a little extreme.
Like
Is
how
the
the four-wheeler's doing a wheelie.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And the chair's like tied to a pole, right? So the chair doesn't or he's tied to the chair as well.
Yep.
So he stays there and only the tooth is removed.
Doesn't
fucked
seem
up.
safe at all.
Interesting.
I don't know. I mean, zoom in on that face. What is going on there?
Oh, man.
Come on.
Oh,
Is this,
man.
Is this going down in Minnesota?
Oh,
This is how we did it out in the woods.
this is Colton's uncle right here.
It was terrorists.
He straight got some channel locks attached to it.
This is Colton's great uncle.
That's as hard as it gets right there.
That's how you do it back home. These are my people.
No, fuck pliers.
Vice grips.
And next up in here, we got Derek saying,
It's
found a
torture.
few Funkos at the local Walmart. I got one for myself and left enough for others.
Right on.
What?
Eh.
I tried to get that online and there was a 2-hour waiting list. You know that? On their website, on the pop website.
Oh.
Can't
Yeah,
find them nowhere.
they're going.
Yeah.
E-Zone probably had them all in his cart.
He's on bottom all.
Dang it. Let me get one, E-Zone.
And we got Otto's Pop Palace up in here with a little hot dog cake.
Hot dog. Oh, I see what you said.
Mm.
Okay.
Looks like a Twinkies. Twinkies.
That was a weird cut.
Right?
See that again? Did he start from the top?
Oh, he just cut the.
Oh, I see it. It started like he had already cut it. He started the recording
Now,
from the bottom.
the hot dog is part of the cake. As far as like, it's not a real hot
It's
dog.
not a
is
real
it?
hot dog,
it's a
no.
cake.
All right.
Man, these
that-
cakes that people are making are
I
crazy.
hope it's not a real
It's hard to wrap your mind around this one right here.
Yeah.
hot dog cake flavor.
I don't know if I could eat that. I don't know if I would be able to enjoy it.
Nah, I'm with you.
You'd have to not look at it.
Yeah.
Eat it blindfold.
I would try.
When you bite into a cake, you want to taste sweet. You know.
Well, that's not going to taste like a hot dog. It just looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but I was saying if they made it like that.
You would not have it. It wouldn't be cake then.
And we got Bubba Kush up in here saying he's growing some mushrooms.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Nice.
Jesus.
Oh.
Robust.
That's dope.
Portal.
Look at that little baby one.
Shit's going to take you places. You going to see some things. And go some places.
Yeah.
Wow.
Travel.
Head into the portal.
Magnificent.
Head first into the portal.
And we got JK up in here saying she was in Edinburgh, Scotland the other day, saying where you guys live, you guys have a bald eagle as your national animal. In Scotland, we have a unicorn.
Right on.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. He said Edinburgh. I was going to tell him too, but you said
Thank
it
you.
first.
Thank you.
That's so cool. I'm jealous.
That'd be cool having a unicorn as the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I'm saying?
I wonder if your mom cringes every time she hears you mispronounce the word.
Probably. She's an English teacher.
Oh my God. Says, oh my God, Colton, what are you doing?
What the fuck?
I taught you better than that.
What if my friends were listening?
So embarrassed.
Shit, they're probably just as bad. Coming from the small town.
All right, Mr. Small Town, let's go next.
And we got one happy mom up in here saying Cypress Hill is on that GTA shit. Playing GTA and notice this.
All right. Yeah, we got a couple of warehouses.
Awesome.
And that seems to be it for submissions.
Word. Thank you for your submissions for the day. Keep them coming to BREALTV contests at gmail.com and we will run them. Word up. Yeah. GTA. I ain't played that shit in a long time.
Yeah, that shit kept me up. Vice City was
Yeah.
the fucking one for me. And then San Andreas.
You had all them.
Yeah. I was addicted to that shit.
Yo, it's hard to quit. I understand.
What, video games?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're like,
Addicted.
oh, yeah.
I mean,
Like we were talking about SOCOM the other day, right? I mean, there was teams on SOCOM. So like if you had your own clique, there was like cliques and we'd all play against other cliques. And we'd spend hours battling with other motherfuckers. It like, look, on the team that I was on, it was like Nate Dogg, Daz, Corrupt, Fred Wreck. I think Snoop played on the team too. Some little kid who talked a gang of shit. Everlast who talked a gang of shit too. There was a good 25 of us, I think, that played on this team.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd play for hours. Like Fred Wreck, he would spend like a full 12 hours on this goddamn game, even when we weren't on it. Much like the way we were talking about, like if Twitch had existed when you were doing the Tiger Woods, you would have made so much money on Twitch.
I would have been on there every day.
You would man. That would have been crazy had that shit. You were ahead of the game right there. Had Twitch been around, you would have made so much money. People watching your steez.
There was back then they used to have those. They do like the competitions, like they like kind of like the gun shows
Yeah.
would move around. It'd be like a video game like tournaments that would move around different cities and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Man, the tour buses back then, they were all like stocked up with either Sega, Genesis,
Some sort of game
some
console.
sort of game console, man.
They still are, but we don't use them like we
No.
used to.
Mm.
You spend way like a lot of time on it.
Yeah, those days I spent all day on it.
Yeah. And it's
Because
Hang out with the friends at night for a little bit. But otherwise, when I wasn't hanging out, I was on the game.
for me, I realized it was taken away from like time to be creative and like record and like or come up with ideas and shit like that. So
yeah.
I started like leaning away from it.
I never put the two together. Like, if I wasn't doing any kind of music stuff where I was like, no, I'm doing this. What are you talking about? This is part of that.
Yeah.
I got to do this so I can get back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was never a video like one of them insane people like I need video
It's interfering
games.
with your life.
I've
No, it's
seen
not. It's part of it.
I've seen motherfuckers waste hours in the studio, not like recording. They're playing video games, and you're paying for that time. That shit ain't for free. And instead of recording, you're in there like fucking around. And that's why, like, I don't have any of that shit when we're recording. Like, no distractions, because like time is money.
I'll say this in defense of it, though, in regards to that, at least, let's just say you wasted a full month in the studio, right? It's cost you like 40 grand for the studio. You make that one song in the studio,
True that.
your 40 grand was nothing in there.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna,
it was worth it.
if you're not
Played-
gonna be a pro gamer and make money off of it, like it shouldn't dominate your time.
No, it shouldn't. But I'm just saying, it doesn't. If the end result is still something of value, then it's kind of just part of the investment.
Yeah, if it helps you get creative, yeah, sure.
I mean, I'm not saying that's how you should do it, but I'm saying should you do it and you still come up with some quality stuff, it's okay.
It's okay.
We understand.
Yeah, time well spent.
Yeah.
But if nothing came of it,
No. If nothing comes of it,
time
then
wasted.
absolute waste. Yeah. Now you got to come up with something. You can't just do that and not create something of value. Something's got to come out of there that's worth it.
Rev, what's your studio vibe like? Do you like a lot of people coming in, or do you like it like just you and who you're working with, so you concentrate on what you're doing, or seeing the vibe of others to know if you got something that's gonna hit?
You know what? I don't like anybody in the studio at all. The only way that I'll bring somebody to the studio with me is if I'm going into a session where I'm invited to go to the session to make a song.
Right.
But other than that, I like to write completely by myself. I like to record with just me and the engineer. And it's very personal. I mean, I don't want to say it's very personal, because it could be personal when there's other people around, but I definitely prefer to be by myself.
Yeah. So you want people to hear it when it's done. You don't want them to hear it in the middle of the creative process and laying it down and all that.
Yeah, and I guess it's because with my music, I will admit that I'm very how do I say it? Like how I want it to sound, that's how it's gonna sound.
Right.
Like I don't care what this person says or what that person says, and so I don't want somebody in the middle of my song saying, "Oh, what about like this and what about like that?"
You should try this.
Yeah, like unless it's the producer saying it or the engineer, okay, yeah, then I definitely like that feedback. But if they're not gonna be on the track, I'm like, it just kind of like, I just don't really want it.
Vibe,
yeah, it's just not for me.
Tell her what Mug says so she can have that for when all that happens.
Okay, so when we would do our early sessions, and Sony would send, let's say, an A&R guy to see what our progress was, and they were coming in when Muggs was still sort of building the track. It wasn't final, and they don't hear the producer's vision, but they always want to put 2 cents in, right? So, hey, yo, Muggs, why don't you put this in the break and maybe do this or that? Oh, that sounds great. You should use it on your record.
Okay.
That's all you need right there. That's all you need.
You know what? I love that.
That's a great idea. You
B,
should put that on your record.
That's a torch we pass on to other artists, so when they're in that moment.
Yo, B, you ever had the label send people to your session to like listen?
Well, that's what I just said.
I'm saying, but I'm saying,
and that's how Muggs would send them off. Yeah, we've all had that, but that's how Muggs would be like.
But my whole point of the story was like, right now they used to come to my sessions too, and we used to do the same thing. But right now, the way I'm thinking, they was just doing their job.
They was just doing their job.
So like right now,
it's just we were all very defensive.
Like, yeah, come listen.
Muggs was doing his job too.
Muggs was doing his job too.
I mean, we was overprotective back then of our music back then.
But
like,
but you know what though?
Like,
that didn't serve us wrong though, because it allowed you to be you. It allowed Muggs to be Muggs, and him to do the great shit that he did. Because had he listened to them, well, then it's just your ideas. And if you know what the fuck you're doing, why aren't you producing this? Let you go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to have the trust in the producer. And fortunately, because Muggs stood his ground, they left him the fuck alone.
Yeah, we used to throw him out. Like, nah, you gotta go.
And they didn't try to
no music.
And they didn't try to come to me and send and be like, well, hey, there's other producers now, because we always unified front like this. Nah, he's one of us. You know what I mean? And there's no way we're using anybody else. It's whatever he says. Let's go. And so that's what he would give them.
That's
like,
dope.
oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Use it on your record.
Early
Yeah.
days, on on your first album with a major or something like that, they're always gonna have somebody go down and check you out. Or
Well, you're a new
whatnot.
investment.
You're a
They
new
want to make
investment.
sure it's you're doing
Exactly.
something.
You on their company, like they're gonna.
So they are, like you said, just doing their
their
job.
job. That's what I'm
But
saying.
they overstep, I think. Like coming and overseeing and being in the studio and seeing the progress of the group is one thing. But like to interject something into the creative part of it, that's not their part to do. And when they feel that it is their part, they're overstepping. And some producers will cave into that.
Yeah.
But other producers will be like, hey, you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be making beats and the guy would be sitting there and I just didn't like that feeling, and we was like, gotta go.
Yeah. Hey, yo, could you
Like,
could
for
you
real.
step?
You don't belong here, B, right now.
Drive, monkey, drive.
Well, yeah, because it's like they're sitting there, and they're there on the behalf of the record company, and they're listening for something that they think they need.
Yeah.
They're not listening to what your ear is, wanting to hear, right? They're listening from the record company standpoint. So when they're there, they're there to give that little shit input right there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that, Les. What about something like this? Do you got something like this?
Yeah.
And then it's changing the vision you might have. And it's like, yeah, nah, real producers will not put up with that. And they'll just be like, yo, could you step?
Yeah, and that's why I don't like people in my studio, because for me, I'm an indie artist. I don't have anybody like an A&R or anything like that telling me, but it'll be like my friends. And then if there's 10 people in the room, 4 of them are gonna have an idea of every part of the song. And I'm just like in my head, I'm like, you guys don't even make music, like, that's.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or-
God forbid one of our homies made a comment like that in front of Muggs. Yeah, it's like, fuck out of here.
Yeah, and then
Right.
I felt
For real.
bad, and
like back in the days when we first got our record album budgets and all that, we had parties. Every session was a party. It would be people just hanging out in the
Remember that time?
lounge, and then they'll have the studio. So at least we'll have the studio alone, but the party will be going on outside. So
Then you write a hit song and they feel all entitled
even
to it.
yeah, and
oh my god.
you had
You remember when I told you that?
you know what was crazy?
That was my idea, right? I
what-
gave it to you.
You know what's crazy that we had like a bunch of homies calling up, blowing up the budgets and just everything, ordering food and just blowing it up, boom, everybody just eating good and drinking and having a great time. So
No one keeps track
salute.
of these
That's
things.
how we made them classics.
No one keeps track when they're young and don't really know the business. Like if you got a good management team, they'll tell you. If you got a good business management team, they'll even tell you. They'll be like, hey, yo, slow down this
For real.
because the budget is going.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And if you don't got someone or a team that's going to like direct that and let you know, hey, you're going over,
You're wilding.
you're wilding out, they'll let you fucking wild the fuck out, because in the end, you're on the hook for that. And you got to figure out the way you get it done, but you're on the hook for that. And they'll let you do it. Labels ain't there to hold your hand through it. They're like, here it is. Boop, boop. Get it done. They ain't there. There's, and sometimes they'll send their guys in there, the A&R guys, to be like, okay, see what's going on over there, to make sure
We getting that hit.
they're getting something.
We need that hit.
Yeah.
Go listen, see what's going on.
We had a good guy, though. Kurt Woodley was a good guy. He made the one suggestion, never made it again, because he knew Muggs wasn't having it.
I'm saying,
But he was a good guy.
that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, right now, I'm thinking about like, damn, poor guy was just doing his job, and we was like strong arming him out of here, like the fuck out of here.
That was the only thing we ever said.
like right now, I'm older, so it's like,
Yeah, for us, we were cool with Kurt. We were cool with our A&R guy. He didn't he didn't ever come to the session like that again. He waited for the finished
no,
product.
the A&R guy is different. They
Yeah.
used to send a spy, not a spy, but like a dude.
Nah, we never had nothing but the A&R guy come through. We wouldn't tolerate anybody below him could not come to the studio.
I always thought it was cool for them to come by and listen and be part of it, but
Yeah, catch a vibe.
but I never really paid much attention to the suggestions of what should or shouldn't be done, because I'm like, look, I'm gonna mess up. Let me do it on my own.
Yeah. Right.
I don't need someone's help to mess up, bro.
And if you got a label that will allow you that,
Yeah, no.
chances are you're going to have something
Yeah.
good. Because, like, you know, if they're going to allow you the freedom to be you and not, like, try to make you something that they need. Because there's labels that do that. Like, okay, they'll look at and follow the trends and be like, oh, we need this kind of artist. And you might have the potential to be that. So they'll try to, like, work you into that lane. But if you have your own vision, and that's important,
Yeah.
you got to stick with that vision
Gotta
and not let
respect the
them carve you into something you're not.
Yeah, shout out Maverick and Warner Brothers Records and Madonna.
That's right. And shout out to
They let us be us, you know?
yeah.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
salute to Rough House and Sony
Sure.
because they definitely let us be us.
They let us rock too. It's like, yo, let them do what they do.
Word. Now it's time for us to open up the doors to the Insane Asylum. That means y'all, if y'all got a comment, question, shout out, suggestion, now is the time.
Welcome to the Insane Asylum.
All right, let's do this. First one up, we got Chicky T up in here saying, respect to Reverie for talking about mental health as open as she does in her music. I myself suffer, and the music makes you feel like you're not alone.
Hey, that's dope. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking talking about mental health, especially in like interviews and stuff. It's a little different in my music because, you know, when the beat's on, nothing's real. It's almost like you're in a I mean, you're in the song, really.
Yeah, you
know?
feel free to communicate
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
in the song, like in whatever way.
Music is healing, man.
Yeah.
Well, everybody got some kind of mental health issue in it, and, you know, it's just a matter of whether people are working on it or not.
Yeah, how you deal with it.
Yeah, thanks. Shout out.
And we got Top Shelf Cannabis up in here saying, what up, y'all? It's my 56th birthday today.
Oh,
could I get a
hell
happy
yeah.
birthday?
Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
He's in that mid-50 club. All right. Hey, man, salute to you. Have yourself a good time. Don't take a week. Don't take a month. The guy gets one day or a weekend.
You can have a month once in a while, though. You know what I mean? I just had a month. It was great. Thank you, everybody.
Listen, I'm not as hardline as Cali Blaze, so if you want the month, you go ahead and take it, man. But look, well, it's your birthday month.
It is exhausting. I will say that.
It is exhausting.
Take
That's
3
a lot.
weeks, 3 weeks.
Well, it is your birthday. No booth. Don't be smoking no bullshit. You stay top shelf. Be around the people that you fuck with and they fuck with you. Don't be around those half-stepping motherfuckers that only got your back when it's convenient for them to have your back. You pluck those right out. All right? Stay peace. And thank you for watching, man.
Yeah, don't let them tell you can't have no month.
Hell no. Have what you will.
However you want.
And we got Midget Mike up in here asking Reverie, how was working with R.A. the Rugged Man?
Shout outs to Ari the Rugged Man. It was amazing. He actually took me on tour last year, and it was so fun. Him and his team were really cool. He's such a dope performer live. He's
Yo,
really
R.A.
strong.
is one of the nastiest lyricists, Joe.
Yeah, he's
Underground, but one of the best.
yeah, he's dope. And then he's actually on my new album. We have a song on there. It's called Glass Idols, and we made a music video to it as well. But he's really dope. Ari the
Yeah, he
Rugged
is
Man
dope.
Yeah, he's amazing.
You don't get enough flowers.
Sure.
And we got David up in here saying, shout out to the whole crew. I have a question for Bobo. Where are the best conga drums made and why?
Ooh.
Nice question.
That is a very, very good question. Well, the ones that I use are LPs, Latin percussion. That's the mark. But there have been some really dope drums that are made like from a natural like tree stomp and using real cowhide and everything like that. But you have to go over there to the island or Africa or Cuba where they do that. But I would use LPs. There's a lot of marks, that make good drums. But LP,
Yep.
that's the one. That's the one for me.
That's right.
Good to know.
And we got Sassy Stoner Mom sending us a donation saying something for the blunted.
Thank you, Sassy Stoner Mom.
That's a cool name.
And we got Megan up in here saying, warning, many guys think a girl in a pit is an open invitation to touching their privates.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that. Yeah.
And that's some bullshit way to think.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's my bullshit.
Like, cause is a guy there to get his balls fucking
Smashed?
touched up? No. You're there to roll that shoulder into somebody,
Yeah, just
not get your
push-
balls touched. So like, where does that come
push
from?
people around, man. Come on, relax.
Don't touch my balls.
Don't touch my balls, man. Not in the pit, no.
Squeeze.
Mm-mm.
And we got Fifth Prophet Productions up in here saying, Rev's definitely a big part of the LA underground hip hop scene for years. She definitely be putting in for the city as always.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's been many, many years. Like I said, 13 albums in 13 years. So I've been putting in work, and I'm just so blessed and grateful to represent the city. Everywhere I go, everybody knows I'm from LA, and it's a really cool thing too.
And you're staying consistent. That's really good.
Hey man, like the album cover, you the LA giant. You know, look at you over the mountain. Like,
Thank you. Yeah, the new album's out. No chaser.
No chaser.
no
And we got
chaser.
Cast One up in here saying, just got a fresh batch of infused coconut oil. Should I make cornbread or brownies tonight?
Cornbread.
I love cornbread.
How about both?
I love brownies too.
Go both, but I'd rather just do the cornbread. But I do like a good brownie.
Yeah.
It's official. Do both.
Do both. We're split 50-50. Let's go.
And we got Ghost of Sweet Home up in here saying they're doing rant shots over here.
Oh my God.
Fuck that.
Oh, y'all playing hot box? Is that what's going on? Are they playing hot box?
That's what it sounds like.
Because that's a challenge in the hot box game.
Not me.
Only if you're doing it for the win.
If you're going for the win. We haven't played that in a long time. It's just sitting there saying, "Play me."
Oh, that?
Yeah. It's a card game like Cards Against Humanity. I don't know if you heard of that. It's like if you smoke and have some drinks, it's funny as hell.
Okay.
A little disturbing at times, but pretty funny too.
Dope.
All right.
And we got Verskull up in here saying, I'm getting the Dr. Greenthumb Funko Pop delivered tomorrow, and I'm so hyped. Here's the Cypress Hill, and greetings from Holland.
Well, thank you very much. And salute to all y'all up in Holland. Netherlands.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird?
And we got Take a Little Trip with me saying, Les was spinning the other day when me and my lady was on the mushrooms. Les had that fire.
Portal.
I don't know.
Got that, the mushroom grooves.
Portal music.
That's portal music right there.
And we got Jesus up in here saying, be real, would you ever mosh right now?
Maybe. I don't know.
Bring it.
Depends. Like, if I could put a disguise on, maybe. But if I go out there, I'm going to get caught up, like taking 20, 30, 40, 50 pictures before I even get to that mosh pit. And then the mosh pit might be done by the time I get there.
Yeah, it will stop for you.
It depends. But, I would go.
You'd be taking shots just because it was you.
That's why I'd have to wear a disguise. Because I would have a target on my back. Oh, there he goes. He thinks he's just going to come in here. Okay. Because I've had that before. I got targeted a couple times. Got him right back, though.
Hell yeah.
You have to. Otherwise, you're just going to get racked, and that's it. Till you walk out. Yeah, no. That wasn't happening for me. Next.
And we got Three Eyes up in here saying, can't wait for Steph Tone on We Don't Smoke the Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When's that going to be?
Thursday
All right.
night. 7 to 9.
And we got Carlos up in here saying there's always going to be a new generation that needs to catch up music-wise, so they'll be digging up the old gems and they'll revive them eventually.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
It's forever.
We got Romer559 up in here saying, what's up to the table? And crew, just wanted to see if I could get a 34th birthday shout-out to myself. Roman.
Happy 34th, Roman.
Happy 34th, Roman.
Happy birthday.
Give you the same advice I gave bro earlier. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy yourself. No boof.
Yep. Cheers.
Only top shelf. No boof ass people, all right? Treat
Happy
yourself right.
birthday.
That's right.
And we got Jeffro up in here saying he's the Cypress Hill #1 fan, and that's facts.
Number one.
Dang, I will not dispute it. Salute.
And we got Sven up in here. Thank you so much to Sven for the donation.
Thank you, Sven. Svendag.
Sven.
And we got Maddie Addy up in here with a question for the Dominator. What are your top DAW go-tos? Digital audio workstation.
Wow.
Yeah.
A tech question.
Yeah.
Pro
Tech,
Tools.
Tech, I like it.
Bring it.
So any studio you're gonna go into is gonna have Pro Tools. So that's
Bring
pretty
it.
much what you want to use. But the best one is the one you got. So whatever you got, use it. You know, Logic, Fruity Loops, whatever.
Word.
There we
Yeah,
go.
they all there to get you to the end. So
Yeah.
whichever one you want, like work on.
Ableton is
Yeah,
something people
Ableton.
are using a lot.
Yeah.
Ableton's great.
Yeah. I'm either Pro Tools or Ableton. That's pretty much where I'm.
Dope. Next.
We got Damson up in here saying, shout to Reverie. Highland Park is in the house.
Yeah, Northeast LA, baby. Born
Yep.
and raised.
I was raised out there, Highland Park. There it is.
Yeah.
You know,
We got the York and Fig on the album art right here. I love this part. It's cool.
man, remember back in the day, York
Fig,
Boulevard.
man, everything's off Fig.
You didn't want to go down York Boulevard at night. That was for sure because
Gangster shit.
The
Man.
freaks come out at night.
hell yeah, it was on.
And we got Jibby up in here saying, talking about mosh pit incidents. I lost pieces of both my front teeth at the last Deftones concert.
Damn.
Sounds about right.
Sounds like a great time.
Yeah, that's
Hey, man,
terrible.
Gotta wear a mouthpiece.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Shit. When you going in the pit, put a mouthpiece in.
Wow.
Have to start issuing helmets.
Yeah. Get
No,
helmets,
hey, Les
gloves.
just gave you a merch item.
Mm-hmm.
Some Deftone
Yes.
mouthpieces.
Yeah, mouth guards. That's not a
Mouth
bad
guards.
idea.
some gloves.
The fans would love that.
Hell yeah,
They'll
they
get
would.
them all like,
The one's going
they
into the
wanna-
pit.
You know, they want to show it.
You
And
know, next thing you know, it's a
Ooh-wee.
UFC fight.
That's real. I'm gonna have to get that happening.
They're right
cool.
there, dog.
And we got Midget Mike up in here saying, yo, Reverie, what was your biggest obstacle in your career and how did you overcome it?
Oh man, that's a really hard question. The biggest obstacle in my career? Oh, it was myself. And it's still myself. And what I mean by that is that you're your own worst critic, you're your biggest hater sometimes, and you have to always be your biggest fan and your biggest cheerleader and your biggest inspiration. And you have to accept that to win, you're going to lose way more times than you win. And that's just part of succeeding and part of growing. If you're bad at losing, you're never going to make it to do anything in life, honestly, but especially in the music industry, or I feel like just as an entrepreneur in general, you have to know how to lose.
Don't
I
be
would say
afraid to
that.
fail because sometimes you might win.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what someone says. Again, they can put it on their record.
It takes a few fails to win sometimes. And you got to be able to, take the L and learn from it.
Yep.
And that seems to be it so far.
Word. Salute to all y'all. We know they come as the show is rolling out. So if you want to get it in, it's still there. So there it is. You got to be able to take you got to be able to take those L's and make them W's. Because that's what they're there for, learning experience. Think about that. The L stands for learning.
Yeah, I like that. Learning.
I can tell you, we had a couple.
The L definitely stands for lessons, man. You know, learn your lessons.
That's a good follow-up. I'll buy that one. I'll take that.
Learn lessons.
Learn lessons.
Learn lessons.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and you take those two and make it a W.
Yeah.
That's right, goddammit. You doing any shows coming up?
Yeah, I have a few shows coming up. So actually on Sunday, I have a free meet and greet in North Hollywood. So everybody who lives in Los Angeles area, come through. It's going to be at the Butter Dispensary in North Hollywood. The information's on my page, on my Instagram story. And then I also have some shows coming up. I'm going to be performing in Chula Vista. I'm going to be performing in Pico Rivera, Long Beach, and Oakland. And also in a few days, I'm taking off to Athens and I'm performing in Greece.
Nice.
Yeah, at the Burger Fest. And so all that information's on my website, reverielove.com. There you go, yeah. And the ones that are not there, they'll be up there soon because I'm just getting booked. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Is there more?
You're gonna love it out there. It's great.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How much time do you put in, like, to your show, like in terms of like rehearsals?
Not enough. I'm gonna be honest, not enough. And I need to change that. That's definitely something that I want to step up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think when you do enough of that, everything else becomes second nature. You could just sort of snap in at any time when you do enough. When you do enough rehearsals, but I don't think any of us ever do as much as we should, because we get to a point where like, go do that. But you know, it's good for you to actually go do it, and it makes you sharper.
Yeah, I feel like I've been doing. I just perform my songs, and you know what the thing about me is that I speak in between my songs. I talk about what the song means or what I was feeling when I write it. So I do make like an intimate experience with my shows. But I feel like I've done that for so many years now. I'm really ready to take it to the next level, whatever that means.
Right.
For my last tour in Europe, we had this whole special set that we made. And shout out to DJ Lala, my DJ's in the house. But we made this special set, and then it just didn't work out. It didn't work out. This last tour I did in Europe was one of the craziest tours I've ever done in regards to things going wrong. And then I'm on Instagram like everything's good, It all worked out in the end, but touring can be really crazy sometimes, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
And you got to just keep going and making it happen.
Making it happen, B.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really fun and like everything is going great, and
Yes.
sometimes it's like work.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? You got to deal with some issues and try to get around it, and maybe everything's not dropping the way that it should. I mean, like we all go through it at some point.
It's mostly good, right? But you
Yeah.
have a lot of people out there with a lot of different emotions at times. So you never know what's going to pop up.
It's true.
You got to be adaptable and make do with what does pop up. You can't let it set you back and crush you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's done at that point. Got to keep it rolling.
Yeah, touring's always a blessing. Very educational.
It just sucks when you're out there. When you're out there in Europe, and they lose your luggage or they do some stuff like that. That shit sucks.
That happened a few times.
Yeah, that happened to me on this last tour.
Oh man!
And you have to go. You're going to the next country over, and you're like, I'm never gonna see my shit again.
You ain't.
It's crazy.
And you ain't going to find nothing that fits you because they don't got the same sizes.
You're not. It's best that you just ship it back home. You give them directions to ship it back home, because realistically, it's gonna be chasing you the whole time. You ain't gonna get it. It's gonna miss you every time, and it's gonna have to get shipped somewhere else. It's better just to if they lose it, send it home, because it ain't gonna find you unless there's a way around it now. We figured it out. But
Carry-ons, that's the way.
it's the carry-ons for
Bring
sure.
what you need and carry it with you.
Or you put an air tag in your bag and you know where it's at, and you could tell them, hey, my bag isn't on the flight yet. Or y'all left my bag over here. Because sometimes they try to tell you they can't find your bag, and it's going to take them a day or so when you can actually give them the location of the bag.
Oh, wow. I've never heard of that. Air tags? That's what they're called?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, Apple makes them.
Yep.
cool.
Apple makes them. We started using them for that. We're
Man,
like,
and it worked the very next day. Actually, when we used it,
one bag was coming out late,
uh,
and they tried to tell us that it got left behind or whatever, and our guy was like, nope, it's right back there. And they brought the bag out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well done.
So there's that, but it doesn't guarantee your bag's going to make it. You'll just know where it's at. So it'll be, peace of mind, like, oh, I see where it's going. All right, it's headed home.
Oh, well, at minimum, you'll know where that tag is at.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you got to hide it in the bag.
Okay.
I mean, you don't want it to be just visible.
Yeah.
But if you hide it in the bag, yeah.
Tracking device.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Track your bag, man. Because that's what. Hey, listen, that is the biggest problem right now. Traveling, like they had to fly, like a plane with just bags from where was it, Heathrow, to somewhere out here to deliver bags that had been lost in travel for the last how many months was it? This was just a story in the news like 4 weeks ago or something like that.
You know what?
That they lost so many bags out there.
I think I know when it was, because when it all started, that's when I went out to Europe on tour.
Yeah.
And I actually got my bag back, and then Lala actually just got her bag back as well. When we got there, it was like their first week of summer, and they did a strike. All the airlines were on strike, and they did it on purpose on the first week of summer so that they could fuck up everyone's vacation and make the most impact on the strike. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's probably what that was, and that was in the beginning of July, I think.
Yeah.
You just got your bag recently?
Lala just got hers like a week
Look at
ago,
it.
and I got mine like a couple weeks after I came
That's
home.
insane.
Global lost luggage.
That's weird. How's that happen?
Crisis.
They go on strike,
Yeah.
like she's just said.
It was they were on strike, and it was like I said in the beginning of everybody's vacation. I felt bad for all the people that they've saved up for years to go on vacation, you know, and then
Yeah, and then they put all their favorite shit in those bags, and then they got stuck there.
They got
all
stuck there,
All
yep.
their outfits ready.
Yeah, they had all their outfits they picked out. You know what I mean?
And so all that went on a few planes to come back to wherever they're supposed to be.
Somebody's golf clubs, like, you know what it is? Like, you trying to just get around in somewhere, but you can't because your clubs got stuck.
Got your
Yep.
sneakers in there.
All that.
that's how the airports looked like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
underwears.
Everyone was dealing with it. Everyone.
Need it all.
They were understaffed too.
Yeah. they're
Already,
very
you know, but
understaffed.
even before the strike, they were understaffed. And then, you know, the strike happens, they're really fucked at that point. Shit, when we went out last week, there was Delta pilots that were on strike. They had a picket line right there outside the terminal.
Why?
Apparently, they're not paying enough over there.
Okay.
And I think there's a couple of issues that I can't remember what they were saying, but yeah, they were all outside the terminal
Okay.
in a line striking.
Sometimes I like to ask those people outside striking, like, what are you guys doing here, you know?
What's your goddamn problem?
I'm always curious. And it's always the best when there's one person striking and then there's their opposition who doesn't want the strike to happen. They're like going at it. People will be getting crazy.
That was in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours was in LA. We saw that. It was probably a universal strike they had going on.
Worst thing, the last thing that you want to be dealing with when you're flying is that there's a strike. Because you know that shit is going to affect you one way or another depending on what airline you're on. But that shit could fuck up your whole program.
Not could, it will.
I'd say that industry has a long list of things it needs to figure out and work out. Until then, y'all, just let them work it out.
Yeah.
Let it get them right.
Get it right.
Straighten it out.
And you don't want the pilot striking. You don't want to piss off the pilots.
Well, look, if they go on strike, you don't got any qualified pilots to fly those big ass commercial airliners. You can't put a scrub behind,
They
you know,
fine, you know.
in the cockpit.
Pilot in training.
You know,
And then you got to cancel a bunch of flights. So that's bad for business.
I've watched a lot of videos on flights, and you know, they're practically remote controlled. They're not technically remote controlled, you know what I mean? But they're programmed. Everything is a program, and it's like a smartphone or an iPad or something. You know, it's got a lot of intelligence. But should any of the pilots make the wrong inputs or do the wrong sequence of things, let alone the mechanics of the plane itself. I mean, it's just a lot of things.
come on, the pilots is up there taking shots, B. Tequila, and all that. The plane is flying itself, B.
Sadly, yeah, there are some pilots taking drinks.
Believe that.
For real.
They be playing chess and everything and chilling.
14 hours, best believe we're going to throw.
Well, yeah, for the most part, they're on autopilot.
Yeah, I mean, the times they're not is when they have to accommodate to whatever real-time scenario is You know, whether, like I said, it'd be anything to do with the plane itself or the weather.
Yeah.
You know, and almost always the weather. You know, the weather is, you definitely want to fly on what they say is good flying weather. But when you got to go through storms and all that, that's crazy shit.
Yeah. You got to know your shit.
I've been on crazy flights. Planes diving, climbing, lightning's hitting it, boom. You know what I mean? Like, I'm looking at them giant engines on the wing just bouncing. I'm like, please don't break off.
Whoa.
For real.
No, they weren't going to.
Luggage bins blowing up and stuff flying out, you know, people screaming and crying. I mean, I've been on all those planes. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's an experience.
Yeah, you never know when you're going to get hit with some bad weather when you're traveling. So
That happens.
Oh, you can tell. Look out the window. You'll see the clouds. They ain't going to sneak up on you.
Yeah.
No, I've been on a plane when the lightning bolt hit the plane.
Oh, yeah. I had one hit the plane right next to my seat. Like,
Yeah,
boom!
and
I was
I
like,
see this, and I'm like, oh shit, no, don't.
And we were just taking off. We were coming from South Korea back to LA. We just started our 10-hour flight.
Whoa.
That's
We
not
got
a
to
good
beat
way.
the monsoon. I was like, no, we don't.
We don't have to do that.
Shit, if you don't beat the monsoon, you ain't getting off there. You got to beat the monsoon.
Oh, we got out. You know, the flight was, once we got past the takeoff and once we got ahead of the storm, everything was great. But, you know, at the very get-go of it, though, boom, that was just, and I can't tell you how loud lightning is. It is loud.
Oh, it is loud.
crazy.
Word up. And we want to thank everybody for getting down with us. Make sure you know we got a mix after this on Twitch. B_RealTV is the place. Psycho Les and myself, we're going to pop it off. So make sure that you stay locked in after this show. And we want to thank Reverie for coming through, chopping it up. No Chaser
Yes.
is the album.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to be back. And yeah, it's exciting to be here.
Right on.
Thank you.
Let them know where they could find you in the album and all that.
Yeah, so my new album, No Chaser, it's out wherever you listen to music. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, SoundCloud, YouTube. Wherever you listen to music, it's up there. And you can find me. All my handles are at Reverie Love. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, OnlyFans, YouTube, Snapchat, and my website is reverielove.com.
That's what's up. It's like Oleezy.
Yo, shout out everybody on the check. Shout out B Reezy, Rev, Steph. Word up. And go to, if you're on the gram, go to the psycholess.official, and if you're checking for the Psycholess merch, the psycholesshop.com. And it's Tuesday, it's only right we go in the crates. Get ready.
Word.
Squeeze.
Lombo.
Shout out the Insane Asylum. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to Ray Morning Shot Films. Shout out to the Dominator. Still 30% off Dr. Greenthumb's LAX, so go check it out. And also, don't forget about InsaneClothingCo.com for all your insane gear. Eric Bobo.
All right. Catch me on the socials, on Twitter at Eric Bobo, IG at Eric_Bobo, and also on Discord. Thank you, Reverie, for coming by. You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Big ups to the Team Icon crew. And going to be doing a Discord Asylum chat at about 5:30 or so like that. So check me out, discussing my countdown to freedom.
18 days.
Before, you know, it's been a minute. So be sure to check that out. And me and Snacks, we thank you for your support.
Hell yeah. Shout out Mark Sargent, Karen B, David Weiss, Everyone Everything FE. Shout out Reverie, B, Psycholeezy, Bolton, Ray, The Dominator, Bobo, Aton, Pedro, The Insane Asylum, all the 5150s, the Twitch Ward, the Scortleys. Y'all have a great week. See you again on Friday. And yeah, have a good one.
Word up. Stay with love. Love is the key. No boof. I won.
BREALTV.